What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about closing the deal. This is the most fun part. This is where we actually establish and cement the relationship long term, and then maintain talking with them for the rest of forever. So, all right, let's get into it. Why is this not working? Why does this first slide always give me trouble? Okay. Final walkthrough. This is kind of where so we've gotten past the inspection, we've gotten past the appraisal, we're just waiting for settlement, and we're walking through right before settlement. We're going to walk through the house one last time, make sure everything's okay, make sure that the seller took care of all the items they said they were going to take care of, if that's what you guys agreed upon. If you did not get a credit from the seller, and maybe you got then we actually had the seller repair items, then let's bring the reply to inspection with us. Let's bring our agreed upon terms and show up to the house on the walkthrough and look to see and just make sure everything was taken care of. Bring a printout or a list on your phone and be like, okay, look, did they fix the window? Did they replace the hot water heater? Did they seal that leak in the kitchen sink? Whatever. Just go through the list and make sure everything is working. Is the hot water working? Is the toilet secure to the floor? All that's the stuff that we want to make sure. Just go through the list and make sure everything's taken care of. And I also recommend that before the final walkthrough, if you do have a situation, if it's a credit situation, that's obviously totally different. Obviously, nothing's going to be fixed because there's a credit instead. But if there is a situation where there is a credit or there is a repairs being done, I like to double and triple check with the listing agent, almost to a point of being a little bit annoying, being like, are you, I ask them, has everything been done? As all the repairs are done, they'll say, yeah. I'm like, are you sure? I really don't want to get there on the walkthrough and find out that the seller has not done everything. Are you 100% sure of this? And they'll be like, yeah, I'm really sure. I'm like, you're certain? And then they're like, oh yeah, Steve, I'm really certain. I'm like, okay, just so you know, if I get there with if I get here with the buyer on Saturday for the walkthrough, and it turns out that that these things aren't done, just so you know, the seller's going to have to put some stuff in escrow, some money in escrow, because these things aren't done. We're not dealing with this. So I would really check with the seller one more time. And you would not believe it how many times the listing agent would say, dude, Steve, thanks for bothering me. It turns out he didn't do any of the things he said he was going to do. And now I got to hustle. I'm like, oh, geez, great. So that would have been fun. And then we have to work it all out again. So it's another little helpful tip. Like I said, 1 to 2 days before, confirm that all repairs have been fixed. Take pictures of the water and the gas meter and email them to the title company. Every municipality does this differently. Here in Philly, and the Philadelphia area, actually, I usually have to take a picture of the water and the gas meter for the title company. So that's, I just do that. That's part of my walkthrough items. And then I do remove, if I'm the buyer, I'm removing the lockbox. So, and then bringing it to settlement so that the listing agent has it. And you can give it back to him. And then obviously take the keys out. Don't forget to take the keys out of the lockbox, because you're giving that to your buyer in a little bit. And then obviously, unless it's instructed otherwise and you're told to leave the lockbox there, then just leave it there. But anyway, settlement, fun stuff. Buyer does most of the signing, so be on time. If you're the seller, it's okay if you're a little bit late, because the seller only has to sign 3 things. But you as the buyer, your buyers are signing most of the items, so get them there on time. Here's the thing. This thing here called the setup. I don't ever bring a gift to settlement, because you don't want to be the stereotypical realtor who just shows up with a little balloon and maybe a $7 bottle of trash from the bottom shelf of a liquor store as oh, here's some champagne. That's so weak. First of all, it's not personal. It's not hard to get. And it's what everybody else does. It's consumable. They're gonna drink that champagne, even if they even drink that $7 bottle of trash that you bought. It's not gonna be memorable, because it's gonna be consumed and it's gonna be gone. So what I do is I show up to settlement, and I do what I call the setup. And the setup is basically hey guys, just want to let you know, it's been a ton of fun working with you guys, and I love you guys so much that I'm having a custom gift made for you. And it's not in yet, but when it gets in, I want to let you know, I'll give you guys a call, and I'll just, stop by your house and drop it off, and give it to you guys. Or I'll stop by your, wherever your office at work, and I'll drop it off so I can give you guys the gift. Does that sound good? And they're like, oh yeah, that's awesome. Now what you're doing here is you're conditioning to them that you come with the house, that after the settlement happens, you're not working for just a commission check. You are working post-commission check to show that you really do care about them. This isn't just about the commission check. This is about them. This is about the relationship with them. This is about making them feel valued and cared about. And because even after the sale closes, you're still going to put the effort in. Remember, you come with the house. I tell the buyers that I work with that. And I've been made fun of for it, like in a good way. They're like, oh yeah, like, Steve, that's the best line I've ever heard. You come with the house, huh? I'm like, yeah, I do. Watch. and they know. So that's the other thing is like, you're setting up more than just the post-settlement visit. You're setting up a lifetime of, I'm always going to be here for you all the time. And you better get used to that so that you know. So like, so that's the other thing is like, people are afraid to call their past clients because they're like, well, I just be calling out of the blue. Well, here's the thing. When you're setting this up properly, when you call or send a video text message or whatever, you're not calling out of the blue, or you're not sending a video text message out of the blue. You're not coming from out of the blue. It's like you get these text messages. My clients will get these text messages or whatever, or my client invitation parties, and they'll be like, or client party invitations, they'll be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, that's right. Steve did say he was going to be in touch. So here he is doing what he said he's going to do. Like, he's not, it's not like they're not looking at the thing and be like, wow, this is so random. Like, they're not saying that because I told him I come with the house. They know this. So I'm setting this up. Sorry, I ran on a little rant there. Also at settlement, I asked the title agent to get the birthdays. Like, at settlement, at least here in Pennsylvania, the title agent always asks for a copy of everybody's ID. And I just text the title agent that I'm working with and be like, hey, can you just text me their birthdays if you don't mind? Or I'll ask I'll ask the lender as well, because they have obviously the mortgage application and all that stuff. They have the buyer's birthdays, because asking for a birthday is not, it's not always the most polite thing to do. Hey, when were you born? Like, what year were you born in? Like, some people get self-conscious, so you don't ask them. And I just get them from other sources. That way you have them for your Stay in Touch campaigns later on. And then, and that's when people get put into the Stay in Touch campaign, and you never lose touch with people because you set them up to know that this is how life is going to be now that you bought a house from Steve Bizzagani. So you now have me for life. I come with the house. You are trapped. So after settlement, so you want to have a CRM, use your CRM to keep in touch regularly. So you're not like in their face. And this is why we rank our people. So, your ones, your twos, your threes, or A's, B's, C's, whatever you want to use, or your greens, reds, blues, whatever, however you want to rank your most important people. Let's just use 1, 2, and 3 for simplicity purposes here. Ones are obviously your most valuable people. That's why they're number one. So, you want to make sure that you touch base with them every 30 to 60 days. Your twos might be like every 60 to 90 days, and your threes, 90 to 120 days. So, but you want to, the goal is obviously to move the threes. You want to warm them up to be twos and ones and things like that. So, your personal handwritten notes, you want to get them, everybody should get a personal note. Your ones should get a personal note every 2 months. Like they should get a personal note from you 6 times a year for sure. And then your gifts and client appreciation parties. Everybody should get invitations to that. Like, all your favorite people should be getting invitations to your parties. And then your monthly mailing or whatever other form of contact you're going to use. This is all stuff you're going to do after settlement, because there's got to be systems in place to do this stuff. Post-settlement reminders. Like, we had 5 reminders for the transaction. Now that the transaction's over, here's our reminders. You got to find out, obviously, write the date down that they bought the home. So that you could call them on their purchase anniversary and be like, oh my God, it's been your first year. It is officially over in your house. How was your first year? Tell me about it. Was there any problems with it? Get into that stuff. All the family members, find out what their birthdays are, their dog's birthdays. I have one client that Lulu is the dog's name, and she's on doggy Prozac. And just be like, because Lulu's crazy, but like, I know everything about Lulu. So get to know the family, even the dogs or the cats or whatever. And remember the pets' names. Jeez, it's really important. People love it when you remember their pets' names, just so you know. Holidays. Obviously, whenever the holidays come around, send out cards or whatever, or invitations or video text messages, whatever. Get in touch with people. Holidays are a perfect excuse to call people. Client party invites. If you're ever at a client party, this is a great way to reach out to people. Gives you an excuse to call. Wedding anniversary is another great excuse to call, if they are indeed a married couple. And then any other thing that you might find significant, like maybe it's the day they became a they got their PhD or something like that. I don't know. But whatever else is significant to that person, or the day they got into Harvard, whatever, just make note of that stuff and write that stuff down, and then set a reminder each year or each week or each month or whatever it is, so that you're not annoying, so to be in touch with people. And then, so here's the thing, the post-settlement gift that I was talking about at the beginning of this slide, like, hey guys, I'm having a custom gift that's made for you. This is the custom gift here. It's the budget whenever you are buying a settlement gift for somebody is always 5% of what you're going to net. So like, this is after your split. So whatever you're getting, whatever Keller Williams pays me, whatever a check I get, whatever that number is times 5%, that's my budget. But because I have this custom Waterlog app gift that I use, I never go over budget. But there are times where I might deviate just because the client is extra special and they really like a certain other thing. So like the Waterlog app here, like I'll show you actually, it's on the next slide. So basically what you could do with the Waterlog app is you could take a picture of houses like this, and then you can make it look like it's a water painting. And it looks like it's watercolors were used to make it. Now, even though it's just a picture that you changed into watercolors, but it looks nice. I mean, obviously this is not anything that you would take a picture of. You would want to make the picture a little bit more specific to just one house, not five row homes. But and then you buy a picture frame, which is what I put on here. This is actually the exact picture frame that I buy on Amazon, and it's a $10 picture frame, as you guys can see over there on the right. If you go back, the Waterlog, this picture, if you take it to CVS or wherever else to get it printed, it's like a $7 to get it printed, and then you have this $10 frame here. That's the gift is less than $20. I mean, and it lasts forever. People will not consume this. It has some meaning because it's personalized to the buyer, not to you. Don't put your freaking contact information on this stuff. Geez, I hate when realtors do that. Sorry. And then what'll happen is they'll hang this up in their house, and they'll have people over. And people over, oh my God, this is your house. This is so cool. Did you guys have this custom made? No, my realtor got it for me. Oh my God, I want a realtor like that. That's amazing. Or if for your post-settlement visit, you don't have to go to their house. Like, you can go by their place of work, like early in the morning. Be like, hey, when you get into work, before you go into work, I'll meet up with you somewhere. I did this once where a guy, as on his way into work, I told him I would be close by. And I said, before you go in, I'll wait outside your office. I'll give you I'll meet up with you outside your office, and I'll give you your gift. And I wanted him to do that because he would bring the gift in with him into work, and it was going to sit on his desk all day, where all his coworkers would see it. Be like, oh my God, what is this? Oh, my realtor just gave it to me this morning. Like, your realtor gave you that? Why? Oh, we just bought a house. Perfect. Oh, that's fun. I was looking to buy a house too. Good. You should work with my real estate agent. His name's Steve. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of stuff you want. Those are the conversations you want to promote, and work by referral that way. So anyway, client parties, moving on. Client parties are great because instead of face-to-face with just one person, it's face-to-face with like 15, 20, 25, 30 people at one time. And you can get face-to-face with your database like all at one time. And it makes it so much, it's like really, really, really efficient. And it's fun. It's a good time. Jeez. I like some of the examples I've done here in Philly. I did axe throwing, casino night, rock gym, golf night, painting with a twist. We had a Phillies game. Or whatever other sporting event, wherever you are. Unless you're a Mets fan. Sorry, Mets fans. And then the gun range, like all kinds of different things, like specific to each client. So, Purse Club, you had manicures. You could do something like a monthly manicure. You could have, for me, I did something to stay in touch with my clients every week or every month. Was the last Friday of the month, you got a free manicure. I had relationships with, 2 nail salons, and I said, look, wherever you guys want to go, pick one of these nail salons and then tell them you're a client of mine, and then bring one of your friends with you, and you can go get a free manicure. And everybody was like, oh, that's awesome. Like, I was spending like somewhere between $75 and $125 a month or something like that. So it wasn't a ton of them, but they were just like, oh, this is so cool. Like, and they would bring their friends, and their friends would be like, how do we get a free manicure? Like, oh, my realtor's buying me a free manicure. Oh, really? That's so fun. A couple other people, the couples actually, they made a date out of it. Like, both him and her went and got manicures, and it was fun. And I'm like, wow, I never thought about doing that with my wife. Maybe I should try doing that. Still haven't done it yet, but maybe it will occur sometime soon. Anyway, discounts to local businesses. One time I went to a flower shop on Valentine's Day. I said, hey, could you give all my people a 10%, all my people a 10% discount on any kind of flowers that come here and buy? And he said, yeah, sure, no problem. I said, you should just tell me to use the code Steve or Steve B or something like that. I was like, sure, cool. I sent out the text message to everybody in my database. Well, not everybody. The people that it would fit. The people that it was appropriate for. And then they were like, oh, awesome, Steve, cool. I'll definitely go there. And then they get discounts. You help the local business out. You help your clients out. It's a win-win all around. And then a vendor connection list. This is like super valuable. Like this is a good thing to give your clients when they buy a home. Be like, okay, here's a list of reliable contractors you can use in case you ever have an issue. Like if you have an electrical problem, call this guy. He's a great electrician. Or if you have a plumber problem or a plumbing problem, call this guy. This is a great plumber. Or what if you need a handyman for like little stuff, just call this guy. He's amazing too. This guy's name is the Home Hero. Use him. Whatever. And so, yeah, that wraps up this whole module, I think. So I hope you guys got some good value out of that, and I will see you in the next module.